all these Agbadorians. The thing we cannot give you is our love. You have taken our education. You have taken our school system, our health sector. You have taken even our development. But you cannot take our love. We have given our love to B2B, and you cannot take it away from him, from us. It is natural. No matter how you suppress us, no matter how you rig the election, we are here.
Obi King to ease no eye, coming out with the music to ease your mind.
Hi guys, it's Obi King once again in the house with another video for you guys. Yesterday I went to the Court of Appeal for the Presidential Election Petition Tribunal, and a couple of strange and interesting things happened when I got there. The police had cordoned off the whole entrance to the Court of Appeal, like from both sides. They were not allowing anybody inside, not even media. To be able to get in, you had to have been given a tag from somebody inside. Has it reached the level that we now need connections to be able to enter the Court of Appeal to find out what's going on? One of the most interesting cases in this country. That's a major red flag. And even worse, we learned from insiders at the Court of Appeal that they were trying to ban the use of phones inside the court. Basically, as those that were able to get inside approached the courtroom doors were shut and there was a notice: read me, phones and other gadgets are not allowed in the courtroom. Thank you as you comply. Insiders said that the doors were shut till about 10:20 a.m. in the morning, and when they were opened, the secretary of the Presidential Election Petition announced that starting from Monday, no phones will be allowed into the courtroom. She said she was only following instructions but did not state why. So obviously, the level of transparency of this election tribunal has just taken a huge hit. For them to be taking these steps to restrict public knowledge already does not bode well. I'll get to the activities of the court in a bit, but if you just want a summary of what the court ruled for the day, you can just skip to this timestamp right here. But personally, I want to start from the beginning of this whole crazy day. It was on my way to the Court of Appeal, I realized that they were holding rehearsals at Eagle Square, for the swearing-in ceremony of the president-elect Bola Ahmed Tinubu, I guess. Army officials were there in their regalia and they were having a rehearsal parade. And I also discovered that they had painted the roads and everything, and cleaners were also around. They were cleaning the area, to make it look more presentable. Eagle Square and the Court of Appeal in Abuja, they are very close together. They are within walking distance, but nobody was really present for the rehearsal. Like around that area, it was just dry. It wasn't even cordoned off. People were free to pass, but it was a Saturday and nobody was really interested. Meanwhile, at the Court of Appeal, a lot of people were there, trying to get information on what's going on, what's the court ruling today. So I got to the Court of Appeal about 2 hours early, by around 8 a.m. because the tribunal was scheduled to start by 10. And after being sent back by the police, I was privy to listen to some conversations by those outside that were trying to get in, and it escalated very quickly.
Nothing. When I see the kind of the play, waiting.
Whether you talk.
See, do you know that if somebody wey smart pass me, they cheat me, I no go vex. I no go vex. But when mumu, they cheat me. How bad?
It's very painful.
It's very painful, my brother. Okay, like this mumu INEC chairman now.
Wait,
you see Nigeria finish. You see us finish. You tell us, say, now you tell us, so, say you go transmit this thing. Live. As we dey cast the vote, we go to see, for your iron. Now you talk am, not be we will not force you.
In real time.
As you come talk and finish, you the same you can't do the different thing. Come still dey tell us another thing. And he tell me say you get technical glitches. Who never hear that kind of grammar before? Oh, you make it come explain what be technical glitches. You know fit. Did they tell us make they adjourn the election, the court every day? Say make adjournment. Now the judge say no today na Saturday abi? Today na Saturday. Yesterday they say make they adjourn it to Monday. The judge say no. You supposed to get this your document prepared before now. You must come today wey be Saturday.
And this is the first time in the history of Nigeria where the court will be sitting
on Saturday. That is to say P2B has already changed the system. Nigeria must be good. Nigeria must be good. Police wey dey pursue us yesterday, some of them dem go die like this. Their wife dem no go take care of them.
They no go see gratuity.
Their children dem no go take care of them. Somebody wey be agboyabo yesterday come here dey open chest dey tell us say him be this, him be that. Because you dey alive now. If you die now, they go pursue your wife for that barracks. So dem go pursue your wife there. Their children no go school again. But if you come here now, we go to show up for waiting. Now we be their problem.
See, federal government, citizens, when they build appeal court, they say we no go enter. So, God, who be the guy at the top? Who be the guy? Let this thing stop. Somebody was here yesterday chasing us. You don't have power to go and chase bandits. There are criminals everywhere. Drug addicts, if not call them. Boko Haram are still there in Sambisa forest every day to rise our nation. But peaceful Nigerians, they are working for the interest of every single person. Be you military, be you police, be you paramilitary, civil servant, everybody. We are working. We are not working for ourselves. We are not selfish and we are not self-centered.
Nigeria is the only country.
But we are here chasing us yesterday to an extent that somebody wanted to fight on uniform. Nigeria don't spoil. They will go say our mandate. We go collect them. As we collect them, everybody they go jubilate to us. Yes. Both the Agbado say they take them, they will jubilate.
They like what you dey do. They no fit do what you dey do.
We are fighting for the policemen.
You get something what tell all these Agbadorians. The thing we cannot give you is our love. We have taken our education. We have taken our school system, our health sector. We have taken even our development, but you cannot take our love. We have given our love to be, and you cannot take it away from us. It is natural. No matter how you suppress us, no matter how you rig the election, we are here before the election, we are here during the election, and here we are after the election. And here we go there until that thing where you carry, that our mandate we carry, raise up your hand. He go pain you, you go drop am, we go pick am, and we go.
As they call am, the next time we go see wetin I do again. See your man, wetin I do. That picture
when you don't call their result, up till now they cannot defend the results.
Yeah.
Let them bring out the result that they used to call Tinubu as president-elect. Up till now, no result.
I tried passing the police barricade once more to no avail, and then next thing you know, Obi flag boy showed up in a very dramatic fashion.
You talk, you go die, you go talk. Me I go talk, I go speak my mind. Me I go yarn, you go stop me. I go Nigerian, me I go talk.
No, that is not possible. And I come
all that now there.
I must talk. I must talk.
You must stop.
Nigeria must talk.
I better talk.
My body must be good. Nigeria is not for sale. Nigeria is not for sale. My country is not for sale. They are like a German. You cannot say Nigeria. You cannot say Nigeria. You don't go say Nigeria. They are like a German. You cannot say Nigeria. Nigeria is not for sale.
This was when I learned that protesters against the election results were very close by, like they were mobilizing just a few feet away from the barricade.
No, they thought it's violent people, that's why they die. We are not violent.
Freedom, by struggle, by struggle. Freedom,
When the protesters got down to the blockade, it was a very emotional moment, like so many emotional scenes.
But here today we are going to address our IG. Our IG, you are responsible for our security and our internal accommodation. Yes. Where were you when people were burnt during the election in Kano? Where were you when young people were driven out of their polling booths in Lagos? Where were you when you watched some governors and people in Rivers State shoot people? Where were you?
I got to meet the convener of the movement, Dr. Mo Paul, and it was quite nice. He was in very high spirits that something could be done before the inauguration, and all he was asking for was for people to follow them and join them to mobilize more people, to make their voices heard. While I was outside, I also learned that this is the first time in history that they are having an election tribunal on a Saturday. That just is a testament to how serious this case is in the history of Nigeria. Now, on to the nitty-gritty of the case. As many of you already know, presidential candidates Peter Obi and Atiku Abubakar are challenging the election results of the 2023 Nigerian presidential elections, which were very, very controversially won. I don't even know if it's to call it a victory by Bola Tinubu. The tribunal is still in the pretrial hearing phase, so the objectives of this Saturday hearing were just to hear different motions and settle on different parameters of how they would present the case. What was to be expected was the judgment on the motions for live broadcast of the tribunal, the judgment on other motions before the tribunal, and closure of pre-hearing and dates to commence the hearing proper. So they were really just settling on the parameters of how they would present the case. Settling on things like how many witnesses would they be presenting, how long will it take them to present their case and all their evidence. That's on the Labour Party and the PDP side. Anyway, I'm going to read out the activities of the day and what happened in court from the perspective of the Sarah Ibrahim on Twitter. Shout out to her. She gave a very concise summary of what went on. She said, today's presidential election petition tribunal hearing has started. Today is a bit different. Earlier this morning, the court was not opened until 9 a.m. today, and everyone was asked to leave their phones outside. A lot of arguments ensued. Lawyers are created to argue. A lot of them were not in support of keeping their phones outside. Finally, we were allowed in with our phones, and everyone was asked to put it off, but another argument ensued again. Apparently, a lot of pictures and videos of judges while seated have been online, which should not be, and everyone has been asked to desist from this and be orderly in the courtroom. You can take pictures, but once the judges are seated, kindly stop. Peter Obi is seated now, and also PDP and Labour Party chieftains too. First case is Atiku and PDP versus Tinubu and APC. Then she goes on to list out some people that are in appearance and the lead counsel for each of the petitioners and respondents, and Tinubu and INEC are absent. It doesn't seem like these guys respect the process. PDP lead counsel said that all parties have agreed with the list of witnesses, examination in chief, cross-examination and re-examination duration. He stated that they have also agreed to streamline the number of witnesses as well as the duration of each party to call witnesses subject to ratification by the Honorable Court. There were a lot of proposals and arguments as to the number of witnesses that each party would bring in and the amount of time that they will need to interview them and do cross-examinations. The PDP presented their case first, after which Labour Party came and presented their case. But something interesting happened when they did that. All that's going on now is just adoption of affidavits and paragraphs of the petition and filing of responses. Labour Party just stated they filed a counter affidavit to the notice filed by the APC and Tinubu on 18th of May 2023, which majorly has 7 paragraphs. There's also a written address as an argument to the opposition to dismiss the address of APC and Tinubu as a class action of technicalities. APC and Tinubu's lawyers have just stated the applications made by Labour Party and Peter Obi should be struck out. Practically all the petitions by Labour Party and Peter Obi are being read by the lead counsel, and the responses of APC and Tinubu's lawyers and also Shettima's lawyers and INEC's lead counsel have been the same. We want the court to strike this out, to all the paragraphs made by Labour Party and Peter Obi. So apparently all the prayers made by Labour Party and Peter Obi in their petition, APC, INEC, Shettima and Tinubu wants the judges to dismiss and strike them all out. Lol. It's very obvious now that Peter Obi is the man to beat. Even in court, you can see that the lawyers are more worried by Peter Obi's case and his own prayers as opposed to PDP's prayers. LP, the parties agreed that the class of witnesses should be considered for 20 minutes each and 5 minutes for re-examination. Other witnesses will have 10 minutes for cross-examination by each respondent and 5 minutes for re-examination. Now, this is a long read, but it's quite interesting. Respondents should have 20 minutes for evidence presentation and 30 minutes for cross-examination, 5 minutes for re-examination. Other witnesses should have 10 minutes and 15 minutes for cross-examination and 5 minutes for re-examination. If any of the respondents, that is APC, Tinubu, Shettima and INEC, calls a witness and the other respondent wants to cross-examine, they should do that first before we do. That is, the petitioners should first cross-examine themselves as stated in the Evidence Act before Labour Party and Peter Obi's lawyers do. This is so that they do not use our case to prepare theirs or formulate their responses, especially the second and third respondents, that is APC and Tinubu. And the judge, after hearing this, said the Evidence Act is for criminal proceedings. The Labour Party senior advocate said we do not want them to use our case to prepare theirs. The judge said this is a court of law and we have established rules. Was this agreed? The Labour Party son said, we have it on record, my lord. Judge asks, was it agreed by all parties? The Labour Party son said, it is on paper. They are always disputing everything from us. Shettima's lawyer said, Labour Party has changed everything as to timing that we agreed upon, so we don't agree. INEC, there has been no agreement between us and the petitioners on any of these. I have committed to assist San Levy, that's the lead counsel for Obi's case, to sort out any issues, so I expect there are no issues. Star witness have 30 minutes examination, 15 minutes cross-examination and 5 minutes re-examination. Other witnesses 10 minutes examination, 15 minutes cross-examination and 5 minutes re-examination. We need 7 days and not 7 weeks. We have 5 witnesses. APC and Tinubu also made their own proposals for how many days they would need to present their witnesses, and their whole case. APC and Tinubu will require 9 days to call witnesses. We have 21 witnesses, including expert witnesses. We propose that all expert reports should be given to respondents before 48 hours towards hearing or calling of experts. Evidence in chief or star witness should be 20 minutes and cross-examination 30 minutes and re-examination 5 minutes. Non-experts, examination in chief 10 minutes, cross-examination 15 minutes and re-examination 5 minutes. Shettima's counsel said, "We agree to everything read by APC and Tinubu's lawyers. We also require 9 days and we have 7 witnesses to be presented, excluding subpoenaed witnesses." The judges took note of these proposals and will give a ruling on Monday, 22nd May 2023. The court was now adjourned to Monday. So you can see that things at the tribunal are just starting to get heated up. The most important thing is finding out a lot of things as to why this election went so badly and where exactly did it go so horribly wrong, like who is to blame. But there seems to be a whole lot of things going on behind the scenes to keep this case from being transparent to the Nigerian people. This is a time for judiciary to show that they are truly the hope of the common man, and that starts with transparency. So that was my experience on Saturday with the tribunal. What do you guys think? Do you think the inauguration is going to go on as planned? Because that was the major discussion that was being had outside. People want to know, is there a way that inauguration can be stopped? Apparently there is no straight answer. People don't even want to entertain that possibility in their head. Anyway, thanks so much for watching. Let me know what you think. Once again, my name is Obi King, and I'll see you guys in the next one.